I'm gonna make like the most pointless tier list, and I'm living for it, alright? Hello everyone, it is Khan, and today I actually bring you a very special St. Paddy's Day video. So normally I'd be doing like a review or something on these type of holidays, but I figured today we're gonna try something a little bit different. So today I introduce you a tier list that nobody asked for. I'm gonna do a tier list that nobody has asked for, and it's probably the most pointless thing I have probably ever made, but I had a lot of fun with it though, don't get me wrong, I had a lot of fun with it. It is a tier list of the Decepticon bad boys that I would smash or pass. Let me introduce you to the players, alright? Let me introduce you to all the bad boys that we have. First off on the list, we have Brawl, alright. We got Barricade, Blackout, Starscream, Megatron, Galvatron, Lockdown, Battle Trap, Scourge, Shockwave, Soundwave, and the Fallen. Those are all of our bad boys that we have to grade here. Okay, so I have to kind of let you guys know, I originally had 16 characters for this list. I found that while I was making this list, it kind of got like a little too big. Like I really had to like narrow it down, and I didn't really know how I wanted to do this tier list. So I would definitely have to move those guys on a separate video. Either way though, we are going to grade the first 12 bad boys that we have here, and the rest of the guys will just move on to the next tier list here. And by the way, if you're watching this, feel free to follow along, alright? Because I would like to know who you would smash or pass, or just not at all do this, alright? You wish you were drunk. Before we dive into the tier list, hold on. Product placement. Really good root beer. Yes, cheers before we begin the tier list here. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into the tier list, all right? So here is the tier list. As you may notice, the tier list is actually made with Excel. And something I forgot to mention is I forgot to show you what the 4 tiers are. I'm going to use my old video clips here to illustrate the 4 tiers here, all right? So the first little thing you'll see is nope, pass. Okay. Then you get to the next category that says maybe give a chance. Okay, so sure, I date him. Oh boy. Wait, hold on. So you haven't seen the last tier yet, okay? Don't say I didn't warn you. You know, you should really be drunk on this, all right? But do you really want to see what the last tier is? Oh, I want to ride him. So cursed. It is so cursed. Oh boy. Yeah, this is why I don't have my driver's license yet, but but yeah, so now that you know the 4 tiers, let's go ahead and dive into the actual tier list, all right? Let me kind of explain the rules with this tier list though. So basically, as you can see, I have 12 bad boys. Originally there were 16, but I actually narrowed it down to 12 this time. So I have 12 guys I have to grade, but I actually have to put them in individual categories. As you can see, I can only put one person in each block, which means I can only really put, yeah, so eventually everyone's gonna have to fit somewhere on this tier list, but I do have to put everyone somewhere on this tier list. But yeah, that's basically how this is gonna go. Yeah, let's kind of go through the first rank though, the no pass category. The first person who I would not date though is definitely Starscream. Sorry, dude, you're gonna go in the no pass category. Pass. Yeah, Starscream I would not date just because, you know, he's a backstabber. So he's a backstabber. I feel like if you were gonna date this dude, you better keep tabs on him, because I feel like he'll easily cheat on your back. And you see how he is with Megatron? But speaking about Megatron, I actually am gonna go ahead and move Megatron here. So Megatron, I'm actually gonna put him in the maybe give him a chance. I mean, like I said, like Megatron, I think people love him or hate him, basically. I think he's a bit of an asshole, but Megatron, you know, I kind of feel sorry for a little bit. I don't think that he's not like a bad person per se. I'd rather like deal with Megatron than Starscream, because at least Megatron's pretty direct. You know what? The funny thing was that I was just watching a video the other day. It wasn't a dating video. It was a video on like parenting. Like if you were raised by one of the following Transformers, like who would it be? And it's funny that, again, it was all AI generated, but I thought it was really funny that like in the video, like they comment that Megatron is like, you know, he wants you to be strong and tough and that stuff. I feel like Megatron being a parent, I think he'd be like a bad dad. I would say he would be a bad dad, because I feel like he's like the kind of guy that would just leave their child on their own and be like, you figure it out, right? Because I don't want to train someone who's weak, right? And to me, it almost kind of seems like his way of parenting is like that negligence, but it also kind of feels like they need them to grow on their own so that they could surpass him, if that makes any sense, right? I feel like that's the kind of vibe I get with Megatron. I think Megatron would be able to teach someone, but he wouldn't teach someone if they're weak. You know what I mean? Like, if he senses potential, he's gonna nourish them with so much potential. But if he sees that they're weak, he's gonna give them the hard way, all right? Again, I would hate to be on his bad side. Sorry if I went a little bit off tangent there. It's just a video that I just saw recently that I wanted to make a comment on. Okay, but anyways, we're back on the dating list, all right? We're back on the dating list. We're dating our bad boys here. So let's go ahead and finish up the nope pass category still. Definitely gonna have to move Lockdown down here. I mean, he's cool. Don't get me wrong. Lockdown's cool. But I don't know. He doesn't seem to be my cup of tea. If I have to pick one more person who I would pass, basically, it would have to really be the Fallen. I mean, Fallen, I kind of like him. He's a little too skinny for my taste. So the Fallen, I think he's definitely fallen from the charts here. So he's going to be in the pass category. So that takes care of that row. I would say, though, that like Megatron, I am going to put Galvatron in this middle row, too. I mean, Galvatron's okay, too. I think both Megatron and Galvatron are kind of okay-ish, in my opinion. I guess that's kind of why I kind of put them in the same range, just because, you know, they're the leader and that stuff. But I don't know. I'd rather kind of serve them than date them, if that makes any sense. Although, funny enough, in the Galvatron review that I did on the toy, I did kind of comment that I'm a sucker for thick thighs. So he is thick, though. Galvatron is thick. So I'll give him that. But again, I would give him a bit of a chance. I'm going to have to put Shockwave down here, which kind of surprises me that I would give Shockwave a chance. I mean, again, like, Shockwave's body is like divine, all right? Like, whoever built him, he's perfect, all right? It's just that if you cover up the face, you know, it'd be like, ooh, you know, like, ooh la la, right? But like, until you see the face, you're like, oh. I think I could get past the one eye. I think it's just his mouth. I'm not a big fan of his mouth design. If it didn't have like the teeth showing, I think I would give him a bit of a chance. But I don't know. I think he looks really cool, but I don't know if I would really date him per se. But he is a really powerful guy, though, so maybe I'll give him a chance. But that takes care of the first two rows here, and as you can see, we still have 6 more bad boys to grade here. We still have Barricade, Battle Trap, Blackout, Brawl, Scourge, and Soundwave still. Let me kind of get the easy one out of the way. Like, we all know I would totally ride this guy. Let's get him out of the way, all right? So the first person to fill this first slot up here, the cursed slot, the cursed slot of I want to ride him, I have to go with the OG himself, Mr. Blackout here, because, you know, like I said, he's a classic. He is like the very first, he's like first crush, basically. He's like my first crush ever since I saw him from the 2007 movie Girl. Oh boy, you know, like, I absolutely am still in love with him. If I ever need anything, I could always just tell him, I could always use a helicopter ride, all right? I could always use a helicopter ride, all right? Now, speaking about the OGs themselves, and, you know, I still have a crush on this guy, too. I still do. But like I said, I'd still give Brawl a chance, though. Brawl, I mean, I would give him a chance. I definitely, you know me, I love the dumb, the dumb brawn type of dudes. Again, like, he's all muscle and metal, but he has no ounce of brain, but I just love it. I just love it. He's like a typical warrior, basically. So, you know, I do have some feelings for Brawl. I won't forget our time that we've had growing up and that stuff, just like with Blackout. But again, Brawl, I definitely have some feelings for. Speaking about which, I do also kind of like Barricade. I would kind of give him a chance. I guess it kind of depends on which Barricade that we're talking about, because, like, if you see the Last Night version of Barricade, like, he's absolutely caked up, all right? Like, he's absolutely caked up in that movie. In this movie, or in these movies, he's not quite all that caked up. But, you know, he's like the one Decepticon that you either love him or you hate him, because he's the one Decepticon that never dies, basically. They always bring him back somehow. But I only give him that push only because if I knew that's what he's going to look like in the Last Night, like, yeah, I would definitely want to give him a chance. If it was Last Night Barricade, I totally want to ride him. But if it's the normal Barricade, I would give him a chance, all right? I definitely would give him a chance. We all know where Soundwave's going to go. Soundwave's going to go up here, all right? Soundwave's going to go up here where everybody knows they want to fuck this dude, all right? I mean, dude, have you seen what Bumblebee Soundwave looks like? He's absolutely caked up as well, too. Like, I'm so glad that they actually went with this design from. Now, funny enough, if it was any other Soundwave design, like if it was like Dark of the Moon Soundwave, he would definitely place way lower on this list. Like, he would place way, way, way lower. Like, we're probably talking about all the way down here if it was a different Soundwave. But this is the classic Soundwave design that everybody knows and loves and totally wants to all right, let's be very honest, all right? So I would totally want to ride him for sure. Probably not in a cassette form, but you get what I mean. Like, I don't know. Maybe if I was one of the cassettes, I would still be like inside of him, right? Okay, we're getting a little too raunchy there, but you get kind of what I mean. Like, I think we all can agree that Soundwave is bae, all right? So now this is where things get kind of tough. Because now I have Battle Trap and Scourge. We have Battle Trap and Scourge, the last two Terracons standing here. Oh boy, where do I put these guys? Because like I said, I was contemplating about this. Like, I love Scourge because at least he's like the only one that can kill Bumblebee. I know, spoiler alert, he kills Bumblebee in the movie. So at least I can give him that. But like Battle Trap, I feel like you can get more funny pickup lines with him. And you know, I have a bit of a soft spot for Ironhide. If Ironhide was evil, he would look like this. Yeah, you'd be really surprised. Like, to fill in the last two spots, basically, if I had to choose who I would rather ride, it would have to be Battle Trap. I'm sorry, Scourge. I'm so sorry, Scourge. Scourge, I would totally date you, but I really, really would love to ride Battle Trap just because he reminds me a lot like Ironhide a little bit, just a little bit more sinister, all right? And you know what? I know that Scourge isn't the best looking guy either, but come on, like, it's the mask, right? It's the mask that makes him look super, super mysterious and dark, right? Like a masquerade girl. Like, if I was like doing a masquerade party with this dude, I would like die. I think I would literally die. Yeah, this tier list, like I said, this tier list is so stupid and so pointless, but yet I love it. I don't know, would you guys like to see another tier list of this, but with the Autobots? I would like to kind of know if you guys would like to see one for that, because I have another tier list for the remainder guys that did not make the cut, because in the original recording when I did this, there were supposed to be 16 guys, but it was kind of tough grading all of them. But yeah, maybe I'll definitely do more of this tier list a little bit later. Though we all kind of know what everyone's final tier list is going to look like, though, because, girl, we all know that Soundwave is king, all right? He pretty much occupies this entire spot. Everybody wants Soundwave. Whether it's the classic or Bumblebee, you know, like, I don't know which one that people would prefer, but, you know, Soundwave is definitely king and he's bae and, you know, everyone wants to ride him. So, I don't know. Prove me wrong, all right? Prove me wrong that you don't want to ride Soundwave. You would choose someone else, right? All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in on this very special St. Patty's Day video. I had a lot of fun making this tier list, all right? I had a lot of fun making this tier list. If you guys would like to see this in Tier Maker, please let me know, because I'm thinking about maybe using Tier Maker next time. Yeah, it was definitely a pleasure going through this whole entire list of like who I would probably smash or pass, alright? If you found this to be very entertaining, make sure to leave a like, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. And I'll see you guys on the next one, alright? So, see ya, and happy St. Patty's Day, alright? So, cheers.